returned, Stock.
We have interesting news for you. A new chapter has been added to the White Chronicle.
A new chapter?
That's right. One that normally should not exist.
You see, there's this strange thing known as a 3DS. It added this chapter.
But how? The ritual succeeded. My duty as a sacrifice should be no more.
The presence of this edition is due to the actions you have taken on your journey so far.
You, the player, are now in the post-game.
I think I understand now. The desertification is still taking place. In other words, there's more for me to do.
Indeed. It seems history isn't done with you yet.
Now, proceed forth into this new possibility.
Maybe later. I want to get some items first.
Just in case, do you want to record your actions up till now?
Sure, we'll save the game. I need meter, chat. We're not doing these bosses without meter. It's a very bad idea. So we're officially done with the Dunamis. We can see the remaining possibility. There are 30-something nodes left. We've completed every side quest, so there is a lot of cutscenes, I guess, coming up. So let us... Yeah, we saw the additional warrior and love scenes. We've seen all the ending pieces. Let us go to... One of these chapters is fine. Let's go to this one. I just need healing herbs. We're just gonna check the stores real quick.
Say.
It's getting to the end of this game without healing herbs with this team will basically be impossible. So is there anything else interesting that I should take note of? Yeah, I probably want more paralysis resistance. I'll buy 2 of these in case I need it, like, big time, because that's probably the most annoying status ailment. Then the rest can go for items. So whatever we have left, we'll just go to healing herbs. Or healing fruit, you know what I mean. Anyway, that's 10, we have 13, that's probably good enough. Having an individual heal might be good. Just to round off in case we need to just heal one character. We've got a lot of revives still, I'm not worried about that. One thing we're actually going to need to do to survive with this team is we are actually probably going to need to do some magic downs. So I'll buy exactly one of these. This will help with the final boss. Like the actual final boss. As being able to reduce damage means we could kind of catch up with healing and stuff like that. And also not get one shot. So we'll call that a safety factor. I feel pretty good about this. But before we actually go forward, we need to do something to build meter. So I guess we just go to the Vault of Time briefly. I need them to get their mana burst back. Stop putting Rainy and Marco in my party. Right, chat, stop it. I don't want them. Alright, what's the minimum number of points I can spend and this still be useful? We haven't gotten all the support techniques in the game. I might just do that at the very end, because I really don't want to level further. Lizard Charm is 1600. I could go for one of those, I think. Healing Ring is kind of interesting. I think it means that, like, if you put it on your other characters, they get healed more, I think is how it works. But it's not an item I experiment with very often. Okay, I needed just an easy fight. Where's the tornado? Obviously, you could just fight the tornado easily, chat. Need to find it. Come on, where's the tornado? Okay, we'll check the next room. Maybe it's in the next room. I just need something where I can get Rosh and Gafka very easily, which is kind of hard to do since they're in very different chapters from each other. Yeah. But we're just gonna strike the tornado and be fine. We'll kill one of the tornadoes to show it who's the boss.
Here I go! This'll do the trick.
That actually doesn't do anything. They already do 1 damage. Let's defend. Be good. Oh, if Rainy used magic there, I would have been so tilted. By the way, chat, it was possible. She could have gone for it. We're just doing this to build meter. The reason we want to do this is that this is the difference between the boss fight taking like 10 turns versus taking like 4 turns and also eliminating RNG. So we let the boss do like 1 or 2 actions. We learn how the boss behaves. And then we know we could just bully the boss afterwards. So this is still faster than doing those turns with the bosses. I probably could have gotten armor to boost our mana gauge just for this purpose. Or I could have used Aunt potentially to just give us a meter. I might do that later. Let's see. I don't need like all of my turns here. I mostly just want to make sure at least 2 people have it. Like if Gothka doesn't have it, I don't think it makes a big deal because I could gain it in the boss battle coming up. But I need to be able to at least turn break twice. I feel like that's a fair statement. So these are all the turns I now no longer have to wait while dealing with that enemy. It's only like 5 more turns we gotta pass. That's not too bad. And technically I could get more healing, but I really don't want to. So we'll finish this enemy off, then we'll go kill something on the top floor to get another general charm. Not that it's needed, it'd just be nice that our points don't get wasted. Who knows, chat? Maybe Rainy will do more than 80 damage when she interferes with the spell. Maybe. Or maybe I should just go to Erica since her melee skills are better. Yeah, Erica unfortunately is just better Rainy. She's got better defense, better damage. She doesn't have elemental coverage, but Ott has elemental coverage and does like almost triple her damage. It's kind of sad. Yeah, I don't think Gothka's gonna get it in time. But as I said before, at least we're not waiting like a million turns in the final boss fight for it. This might be good enough. We'll pass one more time, and then we'll get into a combo. So we'll pass again. Okay. Let's set up a combo. We'll just auto-battle this. I don't need to think hard about this.
Leave it to me.
Ooh, nice. Oh, I actually did decent damage. Good job, Erica. You might actually be able to do spell damage against the boss coming up, maybe. And with a big combo randomly? Nope.
We did it.
Yeah, we're pretty close to leveling. Let's just go fight something for like 1400, 1500. It was certainly a sound effect that we just heard. Let me think. I guess I don't need Rosh right now. I could bring in Erica maybe, or Ott. Yeah, Protagonist is just better than Gothka right now. Unfortunately, we never got a really strong Gothka weapon, so Gothka's fallen off. But we can still play with Gothka. Yeah, he's good up until you bother doing the side quest. Then the Protagonist is just better at everything, including magic. Kind of unfair. Protagonist too strong. I guess this is our last opportunity to get something crazy. You magic boosted the melee team. Jesus. Right, chat? Marco, please. What am I supposed to do with that, chat? Like, honestly. At least I have resistance in case it's Stone Eyes. That's fine. We should be immune. I mean... I guess I could pull them together. We'll do kind of like a... When God Strike into haste mode, maybe, for damage. Into G-Fire. Kind of an awkward combo.
Here's a special one.
Marco wasn't strong enough to cause the one-shot. Wow, Rosh can survive 2 volcano crashes now? Powered up, chat. Anyway, I'm gonna push Assault into... Actually, no, I need to pull them forward. I'm gonna do Firestorm, move them forward into Haste mode into Mushu, maybe? Yeah, I think that's the right thing to do. Because Gothka will do the most damage.
Burn! Here's a special one. How
There we go. Decent combo.
Did you really think you could beat us?
Wow, I got 5,000 from that? Wow, you get way more than I thought. Interesting. Anyway. I mean, I could just do one more. If I get one more, I could get a support skill. Given how easy that was, I'll just do it again. Oh, there's even less this time.
Don't let up.
That's good. So if I just kill the other one, I think we're good. So just focus on this guy. Should basically be immune to the chicken. And again, we've leveled enough that we should have enough raw HP and defense that doesn't matter. So we'll focus on killing the chicken instantly, and then, or not the chicken, we'll kill the Gigas instantly, because it's the only thing that could realistically annoy me. And then we'll do, maybe we'll do like a big air into, we'll do Mushu into big air, I think, actually. Build our combo count up, big air into power wave. Forgetting where it is when I scroll through. Oh, it's at the top, that's why. Power wave into big air into power wave into Qui-Gon wave. And this should just kill. Please defense down. He didn't defense down.
Take this.
I mean, we still do an insane amount of damage, so this should still kill.
Too slow.
The team melee could just completely brutalize the defensive enemies. Please don't kill this enemy. Okay. Now we're just gonna spend some time healing, and then I guess we're gonna go in.
Here you go. Well done.
So even though there's less enemies, we should be able to build up quite a combo here. Yeah, this should be good enough. So we're gonna force them in the middle, and all I want is combo. I don't care about damage. So if the combo looks weird, like it looks really inefficient, it's because it is. I just want max hits, so times 9, times 9, times 7, where is it at? Times 7. Need some times 2 in here. I could use fire in between, I guess, but it's fine. Goodbye, your MP. So this is like way overkill, but this is fine. Maybe one of our allies will just combo. Yeah, this should be a big multiplier. On our mementos specifically.
Here's a special one. Here's a special one. Here's a special one. How about this? Take this. Too slow.
Nice, 51.
Take this.
Goodbye.
Did you really think you could beat us?
And the protagonist level, that's called convenience. So sadly, I didn't get enough points for that. I needed one more enemy in the battle. Fine, we'll do one more. It's fine. Kill Gigas real quick, or he'll be too scared to spawn. Come on, Gigas. I don't want to fight the tornado. That is a big waste of time. Ooh, preemptive strike.
A splendid display.
I mean, I might be able to kill with just this damage, assuming we get big air to work properly. Actually, I could do something like this. We need to rack the combo higher for more points. The big air activating here could just result in a kill by itself. If it doesn't, then they'll live, which will be annoying. Bird is 100% dead.
This'll leave a mark.
Okay, we got defense down. That's good. So that should just kill outright.
Here I come. Too slow.
That was some good damage.
That about does it.
Rush leveling here is pretty convenient. Okay, so now I can get the support skill, a general charm, and whatever. I'm like, don't you dare summon Epitaph. I'm not fighting that thing again. Right, chat? Like, get out of here. I don't have anything to prove. See, the game has been behaving fine today. Just yesterday it was being weird. That's good at least.
They're here! Don't let them escape!
Anyway, we're gonna rest up, get our MP, and then we'll continue with the plot. Wow, what a peaceful journey to the trading post. I could get that to see what it does. Preemptive strike is pretty good for random encounters, but we're not doing random encounters. Let's see. S revival. Oh, so Marco could revive us if we die. That could actually be useful. Great command would be useful. I think it's a all stat up from Rush. Ruler's Glare I don't remember being useful. Stamina boost is just a way to increase our max health. I think sadly I might just take Marco's skill. Maybe chat Marco will be useful. That's our backup, I guess. Am I like, did I get exactly how much I needed? Wow, if so, wow, okay. We have a little bit of leftover. Do I get another lizard charm? I don't think I do. I'll just spend the rest on MP ups, honestly. I know. I know. We're gonna make him do something as like a safety precaution. How strange, I know, Chad. Also, we still have XP books. I don't feel like using them. Aunt with Excel Burst. Yeah, we'll teach it to her. So that should give us mana gauge faster in a boss battle. So if something goes really horribly wrong, we can teach her that. Art of Lightning Speed, sure, we'll teach it to Gafka. Art of Revival, sure. Getting a free revive would save me some time, potentially. I don't expect it to ever go off, but we'll put it there. So what was Lightning Speed? Temporarily boost combo level gain. Oh, okay. So he just adds to the combo count for free. That's okay. I think I still prefer his other skills, but whatever. I don't think it'll matter, because I don't think we're going to swap out of him for the rest of the game. I figured I might as well teach him. Okay. I guess what we're going to do is just leave. So I have the healing ring as a backup in case I need to heal more. To try to win with team melee.
Shall we?
We'll save. I do want to heal in general, though. Oh, you know what? I can use Gafka in the books to heal, now that I think about it. There was the free end that was here. I forgot about this. I don't have to pay for this one. Okay, yeah, this one's slightly faster than Valkyrie, given up at the end of the game. Fortunately, even if they're not in the party, they still get the bonus. Who do I give this to, though? Yeah, Rainey's already maxed. I mean, I could just give it to Aunt, or... Yeah, I think I'm just gonna give it to Aunt. So if she does assist, at least she does more damage, question mark. Or if we are forced to use her as is, it's probably okay. Let's go beat the game. Which is gonna take a while. So we're not going straight to the end, unfortunately. We have quite a lot of rooms to go through. But fortunately, we're skipping all combats. Let's see what happens. Ending. Remaining possibility. Stop returns to the point. Heist sacrificed himself in order to get his cooperation in saving the world. We saved the game. We got healing herbs. We got a backup safety item. We got revive skills. Let's see what happens. Return to this pivotal moment, now to persuade Heist to join our cause.
You fool. Why did you think I gave you the power to fight your fate with the White Chronicle? You greatly disappoint me.
Heis, I need to request a favor.
What, pray tell, would you ask of me after all that's happened?
Please, listen to me. I need your aid in eliminating the cause of Vancour's troubles.
The cause, you say?
You know well the tragedy that occurred in the Empire ages ago, and the ritual born out of it. Well, my plan will end any need for us to perform that ritual. That's what you've always wanted, isn't it?
Tell me more. So, you hope to root out the problem from its source?
Yes, but I need your cooperation. Please lend me your aid, Heis.
We were enemies but moments ago, yet now you ask for my help. You truly are a precocious boy.
Thanks to you, Heis. You gave me the White Chronicle, and the power to overcome fate.
Fair enough. Let's talk outside.
You gonna do say no and get cut down anyway, pretty much.
Stock, you're back. And Heist too?
Hold on, Rosh. Listen to me. We need Heis fighting alongside us for what's about to come.
What's about to come?
Isn't the princess already going to perform the ritual and fix everything?
No. We're going to create a world where we no longer need the ritual's power.
Sounds good. But, what are we doing exactly?
Well, you, Rainy? Nothing. Nothing at all.
Allow me to explain.
Nemesia? What are you doing here?
It's nice to meet you all. My name is Nemesia. Stalk has been helping me out, and we've almost met our goal.
In other words, you know how to solve the desertification at its source?
That's correct. Through a series of Thaumatech experiments, the Empire of Old inadvertently created a monster. Like a black hole, this temporal beast drains the mana around it. It is known as the Singularity.
So you're saying this singularity is sucking up all the mana? Wait, that's what's causing the desertification?
Correct. But the Empire couldn't contain the monster they made. Thus, the ritual of flux was used to suppress its powers.
That's what the ritual was all this time? I was told its purpose was to heal the Earth. To think this was the truth of the matter.
I'm beginning to see the big picture here. The means of defeating this temporal beast have only recently come to light, yes?
Bingo. But doing so requires all 3 magical tomes. Stalk's White Chronicle, Heis's Black Chronicle, and I'll need everyone's help to restore my Red Chronicle.
I'm asking as well. Please, assist us in putting an end to this tragedy once and for all.
Yes. Even I no longer wish to perform such a grievous ritual.
No need to ask twice. We're all here to help Stock out.
That's right. We'll fight by your side to the very end.
Thanks, you guys. And you, Heis? Will you offer us your strength?
If it puts an end to this tragedy, then so I shall.
All right, it's settled then. Let's immediately...
Don't get ahead of yourself now. I will cooperate, but there are other matters I must attend to. Surely you don't need me to compile the Red Chronicle.
True. We won't need your Black Chronicle until we're ready to face the Temporal Beast.
Then I vow to rendezvous with you before the final battle, at a place beyond time.
Very well.
Okay, let's get to work on compiling the Red Chronicle. Follow me to the Dunamis.
Intertwined Destinies has been added to the White Chronicle.
Wow, a boat!
Something about that got to me, Chad. Like, oh, Marco.
It's huge!
Listen, the world can any time, but listen, he's gotta get his dress correct, you know? He's gotta look good for the end.
Yeah, this is amazing!
Yeah, and right now he's just teleporting through time, killing all the leaders, comes back, becomes ruler.
I wouldn't have guessed you've been taking off on a ship.
Stock, you've been carrying the weight of the world all on your own, haven't you?
Yeah, how about a little trust?
Apologies. I wasn't allowed to tell anyone about this.
It's okay, Stock. We could all tell something was up.
But we had no idea it involved saving the whole continent.
I knew all along. Stock's special.
Of course. The Red One, I mean stock, mended relations between beast kind and humans after all.
Uh-oh, chat. You know it's not canon when he calls us Stock.
Sounds like none of us would be here without Stock's help.
Let's leave the thanks until later, though. We still have much to do here. Now, Nemesia, tell us what our next course of action is.
Like I said, I need your help repairing the Red Chronicle.
Sure, but don't you need some special know-how to deal with magical tomes like that?
Not to worry. That's where I come in. Compiling a magical tome is different from a normal book. More so with the Red Chronicle. You could say we're turning the artifacts into pages and putting them back in the right order.
What?
That sounds hard. Maybe it's easier to grasp in practice than in theory. So let's get started.
Well, she's taking us to the true final dungeon of the game.
And here we are, the Chronicle's Labyrinth.
What?
It just looks like Alastel to me.
Well, you see, Rainy, it's called reusing assets.
You get an F for judging a book by its cover.
So this isn't Alastel?
This is the world as it was 50 years ago.
We're in the past?
It looks like this because this chapter of the tome covers Alastel's history.
Then we can go to other places and times? Oh, that I'd like to see. I mean, wow, these magical tomes can work miracles.
Long ago, the Red Chronicle was accidentally destroyed. As its unbound pages fell, they were transformed and scattered across many possible worlds.
So, the artifacts I've been collecting were actually those transformed pages.
The Red Chronicle is a tome for exploring possible new worlds.
So chat, we have to be very careful as we go through this dungeon. As I said before, there are a lot of treasure chests here. Think of all the quests we had to do for Nemesia, but every single one of those is associated with the chest, including the optional ones. So it's possible to get to this point without doing all of the quests, so not all the chests will be opened. However, we're gonna go collect all the chests, see if we don't use them. Don't want to tear a page, Nemesia will kick us out of the library if we do. So I bought a few MP items up from the other place because we're gonna be in stealth mode forever, by the way, chat. So potentially needing that 50-60 MP recovery could actually be useful.
But to recompile the pages, we'll first need to repair the damage to the spine.
Interesting dungeon music.
How do we do that?
Simply return the collected artifacts to this material realm within the Chronicle. By doing so, we'll be recording history as we go. Be on the lookout for book sculptures and treasure chests around the labyrinth. Much like overdue library books, they have to be returned. Over there's a book sculpture. And that's a treasure chest.
Yeah, Nemesia, we know what a treasure chest is. Jeez. We're like literal post-game, Nemesia. Come on.
To accurately record history, each artifact must be put back in its corresponding passage. Once the book sculptures have all their artifacts back, the chapter will be complete.
And then she's like, and this is a dress, and this is a hat, and this is a dumb explanation.
So if you're pressed for time, prioritize the book sculptures over the treasure chests.
Yeah, no, we're not doing that. We want the full ending. I'm not redoing the ending twice to go see the additional scene.
Got it. The book sculptures are most important. Does that mean we can ignore the chests?
Stock, come on. The 3DS writing, come on.
We don't need them per se, but the more we fill in the blanks, the better off history will be.
Roll your eyes, chat.
All right, we'll do what we can.
Just to reiterate, were 50 years before the present day.
I don't know why that matters currently.
That's when the war between Granorg and Alistel started, so keep your wits about you. There should be 3 book sculptures. Let's look for them. Time to compile this chapter.
Labyrinth has been added as a node. So what the game also doesn't tell you is that there's horrible, horrible, horrible enemies everywhere, chat. Like, just truly terrible. We do not want to fight any of them. We could steal items from them. This is where all the endgame items are. So if you've been bothering to level up and get stuff from the Vault of Time, joke's on you. There's just better items here completely. Chest is empty, must need an artifact. Return the red mirror. And a crystal attained. So at least we can full recover our stuff later. That's actually kind of useful. We see a red book up there. We're not going to worry about that. Nope. 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 They're just 2 treasure chests, it looks like.
For this book sculpture, we need this artifact.
Turn the red flute.
Alistel was founded by a man named Noah. His knowledge of Thaumaturg turned the frigid north into a land of plenty.
Yeah, indeed, Murphy. Okay, so she didn't explain this part, but this is how we teleport to completely different areas, by the way. So, oh boy, we're gonna be here a while. Hope you enjoy every single area in the game, by the way. Red disc, nice. Guard down plus. That's actually kind of useful. So now I have another way of getting defense down on enemies. Oh, I almost walked into that. That would have been so bad, chat. I cannot tell you how bad that would have been.
For this book sculpture, we need this artifact.
So we're gonna play the game of just don't get into any fights or we will probably die.
Not long had passed since the birth of Alistel, before Granorg began to covet their prosperity.
Like, no joke, if we fought those mages in the beginning area, I think they could do 600 plus damage to Rosh per attack, as an example. Like, they are basically like mini bosses. So unless we really, really want to fight them, we're just gonna skip them.
Granorg's army was marching on Alistel before its declaration of war reached Noah's hand. The Sand Fortress was built to fend off the impending invasion.
You know what's kind of sad though, chat? There's like very little information on the 3DS specific items. So I actually don't know what most of the items are, except for from the mages you could get the sword. Like, I tried verifying if there were super armors from them, for example, and I literally couldn't find anything before the stream. I looked for like an hour. There were many, many guides on the original game in terms of like item lists, but very few of them covered the steel stuff specific to the 3DS version. It's kind of annoying, actually. So, I guess we'll never know, because I don't intend on stealing stuff in this playthrough. Other than, I know for sure we could get a stock weapon if we want to. Okay. Red coal. Tenacity fruit. Sure, we'll use that soon. Shielder plus. Oh, that is such a convenient item, chat. Oh, no, that's not the one I was thinking was. I'm thinking of Shield Seed. Dang, I thought it was Shield Seed Plus. Shield Seed Plus would have been so good for the final boss. We don't need defense up on our team. That's actually kind of useless. Unfortunate, never mind. Excitement gone. Magic defense +1, we'll put it on the pro tag. Because we're forced to use him anyway. So our goal is to just constantly teleport to new areas. Now we're in Granorg. I'm just looking for chests. There's one. Two Divine Waters. So we got more revives. So the game is restocking us for the final boss. So that's at least polite of the game, right, chat? Like, if we didn't purchase healing items, we would have gotten some here. Got a Panacea, which will be useful if we fail status ailments. You can see I'm trying to avoid all combat where applicable. Fixing another sculpture.
For this book sculpture, we need this artifact. Years ago, a terrible famine befell the kingdom of Granord. Noah strove to save lives with Thaumatech engineering, but the king of Granord forbade its use, dooming his subjects to sickness and starvation. And so, Noah took everyone who would follow and walked away.
We opened up a new path. Do I want to go there yet, though, is the question.
Looks like the path to the Hall of Binding has opened up.
The path to what?
It's where historical events are compiled and set in stone.
I think these are where we're going to fight certain bosses before the main boss, if I recall correctly.
Now, let's go fix this chapter.
Let's keep looking around. I want to make sure we don't miss anything, and we'll go forward. Where does this take us? Oh, it just takes us here. Okay, so there's nothing we missed then. Okay, we're good. Oh my gosh, I had Marco Rainey in the party. Oh my god. That would have been the fastest game over, chat. I was like, wait a minute. Okay. Whew. Close call, chat. That would have been awful. Could you imagine? We have to sit through all those cutscenes again? Let's actually save at the save point. We did get a few of these royal jellies specifically for this scenario. So again, we got a mana crystal. We'll save that for the very end, I think. Or post-boss, I guess. Doesn't really matter. So our mana crystals here are just to save time. Let's go.
Here we are. The Hall of Binding. What do we do now?
Your next test is to face history itself.
Excuse me?
Here it comes. Heads up.
What the?
This is the history of war. Returning the chapter to the tome, revive the war. History is literally repeating itself. The countless lives lost here. Their passion and pain is taking shape, crying out for blood.
Such violence.
The binder of the Chronicle must understand history's rage. Only then can you turn the page.
Very well then. Here we go.
Okay, first boss battle. Oh no.
I won't lose.
This is a battle where we are not good at this. So if we had Ott would be very useful here. So if we kill the cannons, I believe the boss will go into its second phase. I'm just thinking about what we need to do. I might just do power-ups on everybody. We'll try to go for a straight-up kill. See how it goes.
Ready? Ready?
Oh, that's so much damage. Okay, we'll split the turn slightly. That's fine. It's annoying, but we could deal with that. Let's go for... Let's bring them together. And then we're gonna try to defense down them with big air. Just to get it started a little bit, and then we'll power wave. Let's see if this is good enough.
Here I come! Too slow!
Oh, right, we can't move the cannons. That's a lot of damage. still tourniquet this.
This is the Reaper's power.
I mean, we have some resistances, so it's not the end of the world. So I think what I need to do... I think I need to Will-O-Wisp them from existence real quick. Ooh, without magic boost, that doesn't do enough damage. Okay. Close.
Damn it. I can help too.
Oh wait, chat? Marco actually saving the day? Wow. Well, this thing's almost dead. Let's just kill it.
Wide open. You must cool down.
So we don't have spells, but we have decent spellcasters. So we're gonna let him get a turn. And we are going to probably dunk this boss. Let's pull him forward out of the power zone. And plus it makes it so we're able to do more damage. Oh, I can't do it because he's not there. I mean, I guess I could push into the pool. Feels kind of weird to do this, though. Let's see if this works.
Here I come. Too slow.
Oh yeah, that's decent damage.
Too slow.
Okay. Wait, hold on. Hey, Rainy did it, chat. Look at that. We did it. Anyway, Gothka got stronger, which is good.
It's over.
I don't like Rainy, though. True story. It could have been almost anybody. I would have preferred Erica, honestly. But that's fine. I'm just happy we didn't have another turn. And hey, I don't think I used any turn breaks there. That's good. I kind of forgot about this boss battle, to be honest. There's a lot of random battles in this game that are getting the boss music that don't have, like, quote-unquote unique graphics. So I only remember the ones that actually have different models or things like that. So I guess I'm happy we got through this boss battle I forgot, question mark.
We've recorded the history of war into the magical tome, yes?
So there's still at least one more boss that I'm preparing for, possibly two. Yeah, I think there's... Okay, so now I think there's at least 3 more fights. But I'm not sure how many of them are merged together. We'll find out.
That would be correct. When famine struck 80 years ago, Noah tried to save his fellow Granorgites.
Is Granorgites. What a word.
But the king of Granorg forbade Thaumatek engineering, and as a result, the people suffered. Noah and his followers went north to start anew, and so the land of Alistel was born. But as Alistel grew affluent, Granorg became jealous. So it has been recorded in the tome.
So the starving citizens weren't enough? What a petty reason to finally change their minds.
Still, I can't quite grasp why Thaumatek engineering would have been forbidden.
I wonder. That question's never been answered, has it?
Not in this chapter, anyway. We have at least 2 more to go. Maybe it's on the next page. Let's keep reading and find out.
Yes, let's proceed.
Record of War has been added as a node. Nice. So technically we can leave now. I think we have enough MP. I don't really need to leave, per se. I do want to make sure that we're at full health, though. Like, that I'm not messing around with. But we didn't use any mana bursts. I think we're coming up to the boss that I'm worried about if it gets a turn. And we are fairly high level. Like, again, level 60 is when you stop learning skills. So, like, Gothka is almost where Gothka should be. Rosh is still kind of far behind. You know, the music audio in the sequel is made by the same composer. Yes, we mentioned that at the beginning of the playthrough. It's the person that does the Kingdom Hearts soundtrack. / Legend of Mana / Street Fighter 2. Forget her name offhand.
We're about 150 years back from the current day. The Empire is still in power, but not for long. Let's compile the chapter, shall we?
Okay. The plot here doesn't matter as much. I'm more interested when they're talking about the past stuff. But yeah, it's basically just go collect the treasures. Let's be honest, chat. That's all this is. The game is stalling us from beating the game right now. Speed fruit. I'll put this on the protagonist. Possibly that'll put me over a certain threshold. Would have made the spider boss easier for sure.
Here they come.
There's a book. I don't want to do that yet.
Come at me.
To make sure we got everything we need. Okay, let's fix the sculpture.
For this book sculpture, we need this artifact.
Red dirt. Goodbye, key artifact.
The Atolia wasteland was once abundant in flora, fauna, and the traffic of trade caravans. But when the desertification struck, it withered into the wasteland that you see now. The mana drain began in the Imperial City and spread outward from there.
Here they come.
Yeah, I think she's overall probably my second favorite composer.
It's the enemy.
But while I'm playing the game, her name is not coming to me offhand.
For this book sculpture, we need this artifact.
Words? I like the Streets of Rage composer slightly more.
Back then, Prince Allium wandered the land for years, looking for a way to stop the creeping sand. But by the time he returned to the Imperial City, it was already too late to save it. Prince Allium had no choice but to abandon his ancestral home. And with what subjects he could save, he came here to found the Kingdom of Granorg.
We're gonna skip through there.
It's the enemy.
Here they come.
Take a look through.
I'll kill them all.
There's a chest. 5 mana claws. Are those AoE MPs? Oh, just mana regen. I think I'll use those.
They're here. Don't
Mana
let them
regen is
escape.
not super great in this game because whenever you use an item to recover MP, you can't use it in the same combo turn. You have to let the enemy have a turn for you to actually take advantage of it. That's actually kind of annoying. So mana regen would just be really bad, so I wouldn't be able to take advantage of that between multiple turns. I would only use that if I truly ran out of things that added like 50 or 100 to the team. Because even if the MP regen, let's say, healed 10 a turn, that's too slow. Celestial Dew, that's more like it. I think this is what I'm thinking of. Yeah. See, this 200 to MP to all allies, why would I do mana regen when I can literally restock all 3 party members simultaneously and not waste 3 turns? If it was mana regen for the whole party, maybe I would consider it. So I would set it up early to pass a turn, but just a single person is terrible. If I was reading that correctly. Let me make sure I was reading that correctly. Yeah, just 1 ally? No way am I using that. What a waste of time. I can slip through that. So again, we're going to be skipping every encounter. I have no interest in them. Nice try, though, game. Mana Fruit. Is just this more MP? Because I actually don't need this on the protagonist if it is. I'm tempted to give it to Gothka or Rosh, honestly. I don't need this on the characters that actually have MP. Maybe we'll give it to Gothka because he's got the lowest. Yeah, if Protag runs out of MP, the game is over as far as I'm concerned. If I can't kill in like 15 G-Fires, I've failed the game as far as I'm concerned. Like, the fight should not last that long. Gothka running out is realistic. His costs like 20 per, so you can only hit like 6 or 7 skills total. It's kind of bad. Magic Defense Herb Plus. Okay. That will help me in the final boss, potentially. I think that's worth using. Just looking for chests. There's the book.
For this book sculpture, we need this artifact.
Goodbye, Red Pendulum.
Once, the Empire was so powerful, it ruled over the continent. By manipulating flux, of course. The Imperial sorcerers were said to control time itself. Nothing was thought to be impossible, but that was hubris. And pride always comes before a fall. A Thaumatech experiment went terribly wrong, and the Empire doomed the world with it.
So we now have an exit to fight the real boss.
Sounds like the path to the Hall of Binding opened up somewhere. Now, let's go fix this chapter.
So there's a boss I'm slightly worried about that I don't know if Team Melee can really handle. So
incoming.
We essentially have to refight part of the final boss of the normal game. The one that throws like 1,000,000 status ailments at us. However,
incoming.
It's going to be a lot tougher, and I'm not sure if we could get through its defenses. We'll find out, though. I'm just trying to determine if I missed any other books.
They're here.
I feel like we got everything. Check this one real quick. Yeah, we were just here. I think that's all of them then. Let me do a quick check at something. Yeah, okay. That should be everything. Where was the save point, though? So I'll go here to the save point. I just want to make sure that we save. Yeah, let's do this. I don't need my full MP here. If I do get MP drained, it'll be annoying, and I'll just use an item regardless. It gave me the item to recover from MP drain. I'm not, like, super worried about it. Protagonist doesn't have full MP, but I don't need to do that. And I could do a couple safety ones on the protag, I guess. Something like this, maybe. It should be okay. I don't need max MP, just a little bit better would be nice. Oh. Got stuck there for some reason. Like the enemy spotting dialogue. It is funny when they make little sound effects at us.
Don't let them escape!
I think this is what I'm looking for. Okay, boss time. Let me think. Is there anything I need to change? We have resistances to most ailments. We're looking at, we got a high amount of attack. I could magic boost myself. I believe I still have magic herbs. So we have an ultimate backup strat. If I need to win with magic with Team Melee, I think we could still do it. Because sadly, like, Rasha's magic is not completely garbage. It's at 79. It's on par with Marco's chat, so like we've had worse. Just thinking if I need to change anything. Oh, he's up to 47 speed now. That's good. So technically with this setup, I could refight the spider boss if he gains like one more level, and he'll actually be at the same speed as we had before. It's kind of interesting. But meanwhile, being able to be immune to miasma. So I'm almost at the point with levels that I can just ignore the spider boss's penalties. It's kind of silly. Other characters leveling is kind of irrelevant. Sorry, Rainy. I don't care about your stats. Looking at Kafka again. Kafka. Ooh, Kafka is 42 speed. See, that could be a problem. I might have to sub him into speed up, but if I do that, then he's not going to do enough damage. Feels kind of bad. Anyway, let's just hope he gets enough turns. We pray, chat, that he gets turns.
This again?
This chapter is about science. The hubris of Thaumatek and the tragedy of its consequences are trying to materialize. The binder of the Chronicle must understand history's sorrow.
We were born weighed down by that sorrow. We lived fighting every day against its rise.
Oh yeah, I think this is the boss I'm worried about. Let's see, chat. Let's see if we can get through it with Team Melee.
We won't lose that fight now. Let's go.
So I would recommend, if I had to redo this without going for the kind of meme team, I feel like Aunt would be used twice in a row here. The first time she'd be useful for traps. The second time, purely for Polaris to avoid status ailments. Depending on my level, I would probably be using Erica or Marco. So like, I'm not sure if the cannon boss, for example, if a low-level Erica could survive. So I'd probably use Marco there. For this boss, I'd probably use it. But anyway.
I won't lose.
Let's try to magic down you.
Take this.
Didn't work. We got put to sleep, which is fine. As long as we wake ourselves up, we're not gonna die. This is something we kind of ignored in the actual other boss fight of the game. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna anti-sleep with him. I'm gonna power up the protagonist.
Appreciate it. Ready?
Yeah, that magic... Oh. Thank you, Try, for resubscribing. I think I'm ready to mana burst this boss out of existence. I think I'm about ready. Let's not mess around with this boss. I don't want to see it do more things. Something like turn break into... We'll burn our turn breaks here.
Get out of here!
I don't want to see what other attacks this boss does, Chad. I'm kind of done with that. Like I've seen enough. It's good. So we'll go for a couple of impale modes and really hope that this one of these activates. This is going to be our only opportunity to defense down. We're going to, I think, Mushu into Equigon Wave, into Power Wave, into Power Wave, into Power Wave, and we're just going to go for it.
Ready? This'll leave a mark.
Come on, defense down.
Here I come.
Yes, we got defense down. This is a good sign. Welcome to Damageville, chat.
How's this?
And he's gonna get us to the 20 hits that I'm looking for combo damage.
How's this? Eat this.
Ooh, that damage. Ooh, that damage.
Take this.
Goodbye.
Take this.
Listen, chat, I don't want to know what this boss does. It's over. We got the defense down. That's all that matters. Goodbye. Get dunked. Goodbye, boss. Brilliant, chat. What a combo finish.
So we've won.
Erica learned all recovery. Nice. Protagonist pretty close to leveling again. Looks like Rosh leveled.
Looks like it's over.
It is indeed over, Stock. I agree with that. So we should probably build up some turn breaks somewhere, but do I leave or just try the next boss without a turn break? Ooh, we'll see.
So, this chapter pertains to the desertification and the founding of Granorg.
Yeah, I'm just happy defense down went off. It's not guaranteed to go off, just so chat is aware. It's like a little better than 50-50, but I don't know the exact percentage. So I always do it twice to try to err on the side of caution. If defense down didn't go off, I think the final move would have been the only thing that would have killed, because we removed like we did about 300 more per move due to that defense down, and then like 500 on the final hit. So, we'll see.
Correct. The desertification was caused by the Empire 150 years ago in an experiment gone awry. Prince Allium wandered the continent in search of a cure, but he never found one. The Imperial City was swallowed by the sand, so he gathered his surviving subjects and fled. Allium, first king of Granorg, had two magical tomes called the Black and White Chronicles. To slow the sands, he created a ritual of flux to be performed by the royal bloodline.
Desperate times called for desperate measures.
So that's how the ritual that Heiss, Erica, and I were wrapped up in came to be.
Many royals gave their lives for the sake of that ritual. It is truly heartbreaking.
No wonder Heiss took action. He wanted to end that cycle of pain and suffering.
So technically what I could do is I could magic herb myself as stock if I just wanted to reduce the number of moves that Rosh had to do, just so I have like alternate forms of damage. Ideally it'll happen, I'll only really do that if Erica magic defense downs as a support. But we'll see. Again, stock is my backup strategy in case we can't brute force with melee because his magic score is so busted right now.
Hey, what kind of experiment could have caused all this anyway?
I've been wondering that myself. What was it, Nemesia?
You'll see for yourselves soon.
Huh?
Well, all we can do now is keep moving.
So if we do have to give up turns, I'd rather Gothka give up turns over Rosh, because Rosh has the double duty of buffing and defense down. Gothka's just damage. Do you feel Fennel was involved somehow? Fennel's predecessor, maybe. We managed to get 2 extra bars thanks to the Excel burst, but it wasn't super useful. I think we take a small detour just to recover some gauge. Let's just briefly go to the Vault of Time, and we'll continue forward. We'll mana crystal at some point. I'm not in a rush.
I'll crush you
Do
all!
not want to fight the lizards. Avoid it.
Here they come.
This is actually doesn't matter if we get first strike or not.
This will shake him up.
She gave the tornadoes a nightmare. Oh, Excel Burst is useful here, actually. Thanks. I actually need that. Alright, let's just do 1 attack and then defend. Please don't combo with magic, thank you. Guess we could see how good Excel Boost is. So far, I'm not noticing a difference. But I guess because he's not attacking. Yeah, you see the protagonist is getting double turns on occasion? That's good.
Leave it to me.
I mean, she's saving us time here, I think. This is good. Eventually, she'll apply it to everybody. So again, we just want to make sure, even if we don't go in with 3 necessarily, that we have at least 1 turn break to set up a combo. Because this will ultimately save time, rather than burning like 5 million items in a boss battle. So come on. Come on, buff the last character. So these are now like 6-something turns. I don't have to wait in a boss battle to potentially turn skip. And it gives me a finishing move, as I said before. It cuts the number of turns down significantly. Even though this is kind of annoying to do to build the turns, since we're determined to use one party the whole time, that is the downside.
I got this.
Oh, nice.
Leave it to me.
Oh, gave it to him. Unless it doesn't work while defending. No, I guess they caught up to him. So it is working. Just need Aunt to trigger more often. The protagonist is also getting double turns and he's not outpacing them. That's fair enough, I guess. I'll just buy MP ups when we're done. That way I could just restore our stats and move on.
I want to help too. You can do it.
Jeez, making sure that Rosh is gonna get bonuses apparently. It's a combination. Enemy turns increases it as well. Come on.
Leave it to me.
If we set up a big combo, like if I actually attack, I'll build it faster. But I just want to make sure we're a lot closer. So this is better.
I want to help
Oh, now everybody has it. Convenient. Did she just use it on the same person twice? Wait a minute. Okay. We're almost there. Gofka's kind of far behind. I don't think I'm going to wait for his.
Hey, I got this. Leave it to me.
Please give it to Gofka. It's annoying. Yeah, you can see the difference. Look how much more everybody has compared to Gofka. Gofka got ignored. So close.
Hey, I got this.
Please apply it to Gofka. But why are you applying it to characters that already have it? Is your AI that busted? Come on. Yeah, you'll see the protagonist start out mana bursting everybody because he's got multiple turns. Please apply it to Gofka. Game, you're actually trolling. The game is actually trolling. Just apply it to Gofka. We would be done. What a troll.
Hey, I got this.
Please?
Leave it to me.
Thank you. Jeez, that took way too long. Okay, we'll set up her kill combo here, I think. You know, he'll be close-ish, and that's good enough for me. So let's set up for the kill. Yeah, you can see that's increasing because I'm making a turn pass. So there we go. This should be basically good enough.
Leave it to me.
Yeah, if this move goes off and defense downs, I'll switch to magic as a backup. So anyway, quick fight, small restock, then we'll move.
That about does it.
Oh, we're actually pretty close to leveling his stock, but I'm not gonna bother. Oop.
Incoming.
Get out of there. I mean, at this point, I think we could just straight up bully the spider boss. I've gained so many levels from those bosses. Like over 6. It's a lot of free speed. Sure, we'll do something like this. Oh, I can't use items here. How annoying. This should be good.
Your back's
Yeah, we're doing the classic Etrian strategy of just build your meter elsewhere so the boss fights are not horrendous. If you were to go in with 0 meter, it would feel pretty terrible. So not being able to skip turns or combine stuff would be pretty bad. Oh, wow, that costs like nothing. Our team's rounded out a bit more. Sorry, this adds 80. Don't need that much. We'll save. Again, I don't think I ever really need max MP. Just the protagonist needs a little boost, because he's going to be basically avoiding all combat other than when we choose to go to the Vault of Time. That is not correct.
We've reached the 3rd chapter.
This is the Empire's golden age. 170 years before your time. What happened here is... You'll find out soon enough.
Very well.
Well, shall we get started? This is the last chapter to compile. We're almost done.
So we have one more boss and then the final boss, which has 2 phases. We're getting there, chat. We're very close to the end. I will never see what those enemies are. I have no interest, chat, in ever seeing what they do. Goddess Charm? What does that do? 15 magic? I could just give it to Erica. A lot of magic. Faded. Got him, chat. Send over our red items. Shield Seed plus... Oh, this is the one I'm looking for. Okay. So we have 1 safety, chat. If things go really, really poorly, this is going to buy me 2 turns, or at least 1 turn for a single character, depending on what the boss decides to do. So that's actually really good for us to find. How convenient. A thing that completely counters the boss.
For this book sculpture, we need this artifact.
Goodbye, Black Hourglass.
Thaumatek took the Empire into a golden age. Emperor Akalegia engineered a way to prolong it. That is when the most powerful of magical tomes was created, the Black Chronicle. Those who rewrite history can do no wrong. By changing the past, the Empire secured its future.
There we go. We're getting more lore, chat. Got a couple choices. I'll choose the far right. That was a super, super good find for us to get. As I said, that will bail us out if things go very poorly. Like, if I'm really injured, I only have one 1000 HP heal. So I have 2 get out of jail free cards on the final boss so far. So it feels pretty good. If we get more, that'd be nice. Warrior Charm. Assuming that's just attack 15 or something like that. Ooh, there we go, chat. Now stock's starting to gear up for some big damage. I'm liking this. Ooh, that almost hit me. Would have been terrible. Goodbye, Red Fossil. Meta Branch. Okay, we got another super heal. Okay. So we have a little bit of leniency on the final boss, because it's going to be hitting us with a lot of magic attacks. And while I can magic down it with stock through multiple methods, it's still dangerous.
For this book sculpture, we need this artifact.
Turn the White Hourglass. It makes up for losing all of them to Master Van Court.
For all their power, the Empire maintained friendly relations between humans and beastkind. But after the incident, a rift was formed between the races.
Goodbye, Red Crown. What's in this chest? Health fruit. Technically I should give this to one of the mages. But to be honest with you, chat, it's going to stock. Just gonna be real honest with you, chat. I'm not using the mages if I can avoid it. So technically that would have been such a huge stat bonus for them. It would have been amazing. Actually, let's take the left book instead of going back from there. See where this takes us. Go this way first. Goodbye, Red Idol. Magic fruit attained. I will probably just give this to stock as a backup. The other characters really don't need it. Plus that'll improve if he has to buff. Should be fine enough on his own. Is that all of the items though? 1 second. Yes. I have a small list just in case. I don't really want to miss this. Yeah, there we go.
For this book sculpture, we need this artifact.
Goodbye, Red Hourglass. We have the white, the black, and the red. Goodbye.
Emperor Akalegia and Empress Lupinas had 2 children, a prince and a princess. The princess fell in love with a young Thaumatek scholar who had tutored her in sorcery. The 2 of them met here to exchange love letters, the only record of their affair. When the Emperor learned his daughter loved a sorcerer, he tore them apart.
Right, chat? Whoever could the daughter be? It could be anybody, chat. Surely we have not met such a character that knew very specific information about your past.
As punishment, he performed an experiment on the Thaumatek scholar. It was monstrous.
Oh, that's convenient. The exit's actually here. Indeed, chat. Could be anybody.
The Hall of Binding is open. We need to go there and fix this chapter.
Let's go save before we do that. This fight can be annoying from what I recall. It's not great. We'll put it that way, chat. It's not great for us. So we're gonna be fighting, I believe there's gonna be 2 statues. And one is basically weak to physical, one is weak to magic. Spoilers, they're all weak to stock. And fist. We're gonna show that we don't care what their resistances are and bully them anyway. But they could do some very annoying things to stall the battle out. We'll see what they do. We gotta believe in the RNG, chat, to not do horrendous buffs on them. Otherwise, we're gonna have to spend some time debuffing them. Okay, let's go. It's clearly Rosh, you're right. It's the blonde hair. You're right, chat, of course. That's how you know the royalty. Welcome to the second final boss of the game.
Again?
Yes, Stock. Again, it happened the previous 2 times. Why would it be different the third?
Let me guess. The binder of the Chronicle must understand history's power.
At least he picked up on that. Here we go.
Wait, is that?
Nemesia.
The authors of this tragedy, Hokalegia and Lupinas. The Emperor and Empress who conducted that evil experiment.
So that's them.
Stock, please. You need to...
Don't worry. I'll handle it.
We cannot afford to lose.
I guess they're not statues as much as they're on kind of a throne. That's fine. So anyway, this is gonna be very annoying. Oh man, they're getting so many turns compared to us. Oh, this is not good, chat. Oh boy. Which one did the magic attacks? Did you?
How about this?
Down! Fire!
You're weak to physical at the top, so that's a good sign. Okay, I don't care about that. Single strikes don't matter. Okay, we're going to power up.
Ready?
That sound effect, though. I think I need his turn to be skipped. If he anti-physicals, this fight is going to take forever. I think we have to turn break this. I don't think there's an option here.
Stand aside.
Let's see. Okay, I don't care about magic boost.
I want to help too. Leave it to me.
Please give it to Gothka. Are you serious? Right, chat? Come on. Okay, well... So, basically the bottom one is the only one that really attacks. So if we kill this one, then we don't have to worry about buffs for the rest of the battle, and we just go into a war of attrition. So let's see. I got a buff up, so we're going to just try to do as much damage as possible. Let's do big air into... maybe triple strike. I don't think we can center them to finish them, if I remember correctly. We're just gonna do normal strikes here. I don't recall if we can lift them, though. We'll try doing something like that. I guess this should be fine. So if we can kill one of them, this fight is gonna get way easier. Let's see if this is good enough. I'm gonna agree to not use my mana burst. We got defense down. That's good.
Here I come. Take this.
Okay.
How about this?
Fight is now less annoying. Let's buff ourselves. And we will see how much damage we do.
Now
Ooh, man it. Magic defense down.
Too slow.
Nice.
Leave it to me. Fire!
Resisted. Okay, I think we're good.
No.
We avoided the most annoying attacks, I'll put it that way. So now the boss is able to hit us for damage. But I think it's basically GG. I guess I could mana burst it if I want to. In fact, let's do that.
I won't let you.
We'll build up our meter before the final boss again. Let's just heal. And then we're gonna power up maybe ourselves, and then we'll give them another turn. I think like this should be okay.
Your life's here. Ready?
Use Paralyze All, but I should be resistant. So he's going to be more aggressive because we killed the other character. I'm going to use another healing herb on... with Gothka, maybe? And we're going to give him one more turn, and then I'm going to go in. This should be a big combo.
Appreciate it.
If Chad is wondering why I bought the healing herbs, this is one of the examples. That's a lot of damage. Well, we're going to go for Big Air. The protagonist lost his ability to do extra damage, which is a little unfortunate. We'll do Big Air into... Oh, I know what I could do. I could build meter. Let's build meter. We'll G-Fire for combo purposes into Big Air. Into G-Fire. Into Big Air. Into big damage. Into... We have a launch assault, I believe. Let's hope this is enough damage. I shouldn't, like, completely die if this doesn't kill, but it'll be annoying for sure if I miss it. Oh, I can't Qui-Gon Wave that. I don't think I can move them. I don't want to risk moving them. We're just gonna triple strike then. Be a little weaker. This might actually be good for us. Alright, no damage. There we go. Lots of fire damage. Thank you, Stock. So fire damage actually paid off there for combo extension. It's kind of nice.
Taste of our power.
Gothka leveling, kind of useful. So if we're in the same scenario, at least he'll do more damage. And protagonist doing more magic damage is fine. So you saw protagonist without any buffs was doing about 600. Think about it this way, we should be doing 900 plus. Magic can also crit. So potentially if we did a Osmos on the protagonist who magic herbs himself, each fire spell might be doing like 2.5k plus, maybe 3k. So we could potentially just one-shot these bosses, depending on what setup we feel like. So I just use fire there more for a combo extender, but it shows that if we do use the thing that they're weak against, we do insane amounts of damage. Oh well.
They're finished.
Yeah, we killed the Empress first, so she didn't do an anti-physical shield, because that would have been such a big waste of time.
Did that fix the chapter?
Bingo. Now that you've restored history to its proper course, we can complete the Red Chronicle.
This sounds pretty important. Mind going over it again?
Not at all. Allow me to summarize. Conceived from their golden age of Thaumatek, the Empire made magical tomes of great power. But Emperor Akalesia did not approve of his daughter's love for a mere Thaumatek scholar. As punishment, the scholar was experimented on, and then fused with the Black Chronicle.
That's horrible.
Overwhelmed by the Chronicle's power to control time, the man's mind and body collapsed. All that remained of the scholar was a living hunger, which came to be known as the Singularity.
Huh? Then...
This temporal beast feeds on the mana of everything around it.
Then, do you mean...
That's right. It is the cause of the desertification.
I mean, she said that earlier, Marco. I'm not sure why that was a surprise.
And then what happened?
Poor Marco. He's like 5 steps behind on the plot, chat. He'll catch up eventually. Later on, he's gonna go, "Oh no, we've been betrayed by the SI leader." And we're like, yes. Yes, that happened a while ago, Marco.
The prince and princess fought the temporal beast with their white and red chronicles.
Look out, heist! Right, chat?
While they managed to separate the black chronicle from the beast, they could not end it. The monster had absorbed the chronicle's power and could distort space and time.
Poor Marco, he tries his best. To be fair, we finally gave him a decent support skill. Like, defense up is sometimes relevant if you're playing an all-magic party. Sometimes it's useful, but yeah, every time we get Marco instead of anybody else is disappointing. Although I have to say, I'm not a big fan of this Excel burst on Ott, given that she doesn't target it correctly. So I guess if I were to replay the game and wanted like a quote-unquote good save file, I would probably never have her learn that skill. It seems like such a waste over getting the other abilities.
Faced with an immortal foe, the prince and princess had to seal it away in a temporal rift.
And what maintains that seal on the rift is the ritual of flux, the sacrifices.
The rest is history.
So that was how this continent's tragedy began.
And the only way to end it is to eliminate the singularity.
All right, let's do this.
Hey.
What is it?
Never mind. Now's not the time.
Oh, Rainy.
We'd better hurry and take care of that tome.
Actually, we better not hurry. We better take our time and prepare for the final boss.
Yes, you're right.
You're wrong, Nemesia. Record of Ruin has been added as a node. Okay, so we need to refill our gauges. These are going to be the levels we beat the game with. Stock is probably the most overleveled character. Rosh and Gothka being 50 plus is good. Challenge mode would be playing with like Rainy plus Marco, maybe. I don't even know how I would win with those characters. They would just do so little damage. I guess I would just have to believe in Stock for damage, because Rainy's not going to do anything the whole fight. So anyway, let's go build meter. And then we'll take all of our leftovers to just whatever, I guess. This place is just convenient because it doesn't mess with my party. This is all I've learned, Chad. I like the Vault of Time because I don't have to constantly swap out Rainy and Marco. So, mission accomplished, question mark. So, we just need to do the same thing. Fight a tornado.
They're here! Don't let them escape! Don't let up.
Need to go away. Doesn't matter if they go first.
Don't disappoint me now.
How many difficulties do I need to do to win with Rainy and Marco? Does chat want me to beat the game with those characters? I'm not beating the... I'll put it this way. I'll beat the game my way at least once. I will consider beating with Rainy Marco as they are. But I want to see the ending first before we do that. That way I can learn the patterns a bit more. It wouldn't be worth the hassle.
You can do it!
I would agree. It wouldn't be worth it. Yeah, it just... Rainy does no damage. I guess Rainy would just be using herbs, I suppose, to buff the protagonist. And then Marco would just give up all of his turns for the protagonist. Like, Marco's turn is very straightforward. His duty is to just not do anything because he's useless. Just give his turns up to somebody that's better. So it'll still basically be like the protag. I think the protag would just equip 3 fire rings and...
Hey, I got this!
I guess Rainy would be there to make sure she would cure him. That would be her purpose. So she would anti-paralysis on the protagonist. Be fine with it. Yeah, I want to make sure we actually have all 3 of our stuffs ready for this. I'm not fighting this boss with no mana burst. It would feel very bad. I don't think I need it in phase 1. It's more phase 2. I want to make sure I can burst the boss before it gets to do anything too horrible. So what do I recall of the boss? The first phase is fairly tame. The second phase is very high magic damage. So if I don't end up getting like a magic down early, I'm in for trouble. The boss still does magic damage, I think, in both phases. In fact, I don't think it does any physical. So it's going to be kind of an uphill battle for characters that have a very bad magic defense score.
You can do it!
So even if we gave, for example, Rosh like 30 extra magic defense, the value is not as good on him as other characters. So I think actually stacking defense is not the way to beat the boss. We should just go for speed ups and things that make us immune to status ailments. Status ailments, if they don't affect us, will end up being free turns. And we need as many free turns as we could get.
Leave it to me.
Why is she only buffing Rosh? What is going on, chat? Oh, it's trolling again. Well, Rosh is definitely going to have Mana Burst. Thanks, I wish she wasn't allowed to use that skill if we were at max Mana Burst, at least. Because it seemed like she could still do it, even when I was capped. Please target somebody else. Thank you. Gofka's a good target. So anyway, we're almost ready for the final boss. It's with Fluxer line of sight of anybody else. You're right. You're right, chat. Sadly, the protag needs Excel Burst. I hope she applies it to him soon. Gofka should get it just by, like, one more turn. And then the next combo should do it. Please apply it to the protagonist. Annoying. So yeah, we're probably gonna use Gofka for the dunk. I want to kill with the dunk, chat. It's not efficient, but I just want to make a statement on the boss.
I want to help too. You can do it.
If I accidentally burn it and I don't kill with it, I'm gonna feel so sad. So we're gonna weaken the boss as much as possible before we go for it. Come on. Come on, enemy turns. Add to the meter. So because she did an Excel Burst, anytime she now uses it on any of the bottom two, she's wasting our time. So sad.
I want to help too.
Please use it on
Leave it to me.
stock. Thank you. Okay. Let's still save some time then. I'll go for the combo next turn. Because we should get it no matter what at this point. Ooh. She magic defense down him? That's mean. Again, we don't really care what we get from this. I'll just burn it on something random.
Well, that was underwhelming.
I know, Rosh. It was very underwhelming. So we're gonna burn our mana crystal, I think, so I don't have to do anything else. I don't really have a purpose for them anymore. I'll bring some of these just in case. If we get hit by fear, maybe I'll be down to those. Those are the extreme emergency stall game, but I don't expect to use them. Anyway, let's go to White Chronicle. And you can see we're pretty much at the end. Just showcasing. There's nothing for us to do. We don't have any missing paths. Most of this will just be ending cutscenes, I would assume. Pull those, just because. Recover. Okay. We have 2 retries, technically. More importantly, we're at max everything. I wish the Mana Crystal also recovered Burst. That would have saved me a lot of time, to be honest. Okay, so let's take one last look. Gothka 1 level away from learning his last skill. So sad. Although I think some characters can learn stuff at 61 and 62. I think his might be 60. I think we're good. Everybody's attack power, pretty decent. Even Rainy's. Sadly, almost Marco's. Marco has Rabbit Foot, so hopefully he'll revive almost instantly when he comes down to this. I could get rid of his other stats to give him an attack armor, but I think that's on a different character. Magic +5. Oh, I could give that to Rainy, actually. Do something like this. Hold on, chat. Marco actually is damaged now. I know you're not ready for it, but those stat-up armors are finally being put to use. Here we go. Final boss.
Now, let's begin. Let the shattered potential of the ages gather here once more. I am the successor of history, the binder of the Crimson Tome. All possibilities gather to me. And be restored, Red Chronicle! Finally, the magical tome has been repaired. Thanks to you, what once was broken and torn has been fully restored to its maximum power. I'm certain our plan will work.
And then the betrayal. Chat really wants her to be Nemesis Sia. It seems returning all the artifacts paid off in the end.
All right. Preparations are ready for our battle against the Temporal Beast.
Oh yeah, her hair was very orange in that cutscene. I don't know if it was for dramatic lighting or what the deal was.
If we achieve victory here, there will be no need for the Ritual of Flux, yes?
Correct. The ritual was made to keep the singularity in check, but a cage without a prisoner doesn't need to be maintained.
So essentially we have more than 10 decent healing items. So if we need to stall a little bit to set up combo, we have at least, let's say, 4 healing herbs per phase. So I think that gives us a decent chance of winning. We have some emergency items with Shield Herb Plus. We have a couple super revives left. So I think we have a pretty good shot of just one-shotting this. As long as we don't get, like, instant killed all 3 characters, we should be fine.
Then let's go take it down.
Ending the Temporal Beast will take all 3 magical tomes. We need the Black Chronicle.
Hey, I have a question. Why do we need all 3 of them?
Well, with the Red Chronicle complete, it has the power to control all possible worlds. We can use it to prevent the beast from escaping to another world by locking it in space. Next, the Black Chronicle will keep it from fleeing to the past by freezing it in time. Thus, it will be impossible for the singularity to jump through space and time like it used to.
I see. Using the books in tandem will let us corner our prey.
Finally, Stock. You are the key player in our game plan. Your White Chronicle will take back our future.
Right. This must be the new chapter the White Chronicle is so intent on creating. Understood. Let's reclaim our future from this monster.
The rest of you, back Stock up. Will do! Then it's time to regroup with the Black Chronicle's wielder.
Ritual binding has been added to the White Chronicle. Okay, there we go. So this seed is leading to the bonus scenes. Almost said seeds. If we'd collected all the treasure chests, which we can only do by completing all of the Dunamis side quests, we will get the seed. Perhaps I should hold on to it just in case the need arises. Contains Seed of Possibility. Seed of Possibility has been added to the White Chronicle. We're gonna get the very true ending now, Chan.
About the holder of the Black Chronicle, Heiss. Where are we to meet him?
A special place, accessible only to wielders of a magical tome. I'll be heading there alone.
Wait a tick, Stock. I think we should all go together.
But...
Don't worry. With the Red Chronicle fully restored, taking everyone to Historia is elementary. And if you'd been taking notes, you know the Dunamis was made with the Red Chronicle's power. So without further ado... Thaumatech Energy, max power!
thought I'd never see the day when someone found a way to stop that temporal beast.
One would have thought this would have been important to mention prior to this point, but we couldn't rewrite the whole history / story of the main game, I guess. This would have seemed like a better way to deal with this than just let us die in a ritual. Thanks, Tio.
Ah, the time has come for our wish. Prince Allium's wish to finally be thrust into reality.
So you knew about all of this?
I hope Heist kills them at the end. Yeah, I was gonna say. Tio just wants to kill people. Some people just want to watch the world burn, chat. Tio's one of them.
Of course. We are the Guardians of Historia, after all.
Until now, all our attempts at saving Vancour were made while leaving the Monster of Time be.
Well, that just seems really stupid, Lipty, when you say that out loud.
After all, that was the only path we could take against an all-consuming force like that.
But now that the Red Chronicle is complete, it can finally be defeated.
T.O. hates the fact he understands the name Puncham with Lipty. You're right, Chad. He realized his existence is a joke / pun. It's all over.
I suppose the meddlesome nature of my dear boy Ernst came to bear fruit in the end.
Speaking of whom...
Suddenly, boat.
Wowie! I've never seen anything like this before!
So this is what the flow of time itself looks like.
It's true, we did make Tio's existence pretty miserable, choosing all the bad endings.
Surprised? This space exists outside the past, the present, and the future. Welcome to Historia, a world that oversees all the timelines in history.
I was gonna say yes, chat. This is what the iCloud really looks like. It's very literal.
Even I've never seen it like this.
You mean that's literally history below us?
That's right. Minor though each event may be, they connect to form the whole of history.
And then we kick Marco off the ship, right, chat? And he's lost forever in history.
So, somewhere down there is when you and I first met?
Of course. That was the day Heist called me into his office.
What about me? Do you remember how we met?
Absolutely. You were traveling with Vanos. Though, you could also say our first meeting was in Celestia as well.
That's weird. I've never been to Celestia with you.
You have in one of the possible histories. I ran into both you and Gafka there.
Exactly, time to unexist, Marco.
I was there as well. I always had this feeling that we'd met before. I suppose we really did, in another world.
All the possibilities connect in some way. And that's how we've all grown to be so close today.
Yes.
Land ho! We're almost at the center of Historia.
And the Sea of Time has been added to the White Chronicle. I really hope we get a chance to save so we don't have to sit through these cutscenes again if I somehow game over. We're gonna pray, chat. Pray for the save point.
Are you ready for this, Heist?
Indeed I am. Still, how nostalgic this is. Off on another adventure with my dear boy.
He's like, hey all my friends, we just gave you the illusion of choice. We've been manipulating you the whole time. You're not your own being. Silly friends.
This is a dangerous one, though. Failure means certain death.
It wouldn't be very adventurous otherwise, now would it?
Lipty, Tio, a long time no see.
Free will is alive for anyone without a chronicle. Yes. Exactly, Murphy.
A long time indeed. It seems the Red Chronicle was fixed.
Correct. And it's all thanks to Stock and his friends.
So you will finally be going to him then.
It'll be the final voyage of the Dunamis. Now, please connect us to the Vault of Time.
We wish you all a bright future.
Hey chat, 3D! This is where you turn the slider up on the 3DS, chat.
Here we are. These are the Vault of Time's fringes, a world where time itself has perished. This dead space is where Allium and I confine the singularity.
I can sense the flow of mana. Fascinating. So this is how it was being drained.
Even I'm getting bad vibes here.
Indeed. It's releasing an evil chi, but we can't let its power swallow us.
It's okay. We're big and strong. We'll take it down, no problem.
By the by, I do hope you have an actual plan.
Yes, Heist, it'll be using a save point soon, hopefully.
But of course, we cannot fight the temporal beast if we can't keep track of when and where it is.
Punch it until it dies is a very accurate statement. Gafka might be doing the dunk finisher, we'll see.
So while I use my chronicle to trap it in one world, you keep it from jumping through time.
I see. And the White Chronicle will reclaim the future closed off by the temporal beast, yes?
Spot on! You get a gold star! Does everyone understand the roles of the magic tomes now?
So you flex a black hole into a train. I mean, hopefully. We'll see what happens.
Yes. Mind you, using the Black Chronicle on anything other than myself is no small feat. Therefore, I won't be able to lend my direct assistance.
That's all right. We each have our roles to accomplish. I only ask that you accomplish yours.
Ha! Cheeky as ever.
Stock says, don't be useless like Marco.
The rest is up to you, Stock.
Right. I'll give it everything I have.
Hey, are you sure about this?
Come again?
You've been trying to hide it, but I can tell. The truth is, you don't really want to fight him, do you?
What's that supposed to mean?
Nemesia, please.
I have to agree. We've come this far, Nemesia. We deserve to know the truth. The closer we get to our goal, the more troubled you seem to be. Why are you so hesitant?
That's a big F for you two. And a red X. Why'd you have to bring that up now?
I noticed the same thing, Nemesia. Every time you talk about that monster, you get this sad, distant look in your eyes.
Wait, did they not pick up She's the Pro? Oh, of course they did. Stupid 3DS bonus content writing. I feel like the characters were a lot smarter outside the bonus content. I would just like to state that. They need it very spelled out for them in the bonus content, I've noticed.
We want to know the truth. The monster we're about to fight. Is it who I think it is?
I was hoping no one noticed. But there's no fooling you. Yes, Rainy. You're spot on. The Thaumatex scholar was named Rodon. And his lover.
They're still scholars compared to the Eternia party. I mean, it didn't take them, what was it, 13 years? So we're doing better. 7 years, excuse me.
Was you, Princess Nemesia?
Okay, there we go. At least Stock sort of figured it out.
Whoa, whoa! Then the monster we'll be killing is your...
You want to learn about fringing? We always are going to learn about fringing.
No. How could this be?
I understand, Nemesia. You kept this from us so our resolves would stay firm. But this burden isn't one you should carry alone. We're here to help you through it.
It hurt. It hurt so much. I couldn't live with the pain. I promised I'd save Rodon, no matter what it took. But I couldn't even find him, let alone help him. Saving the world is important. But all I really wanted was to put Rodon out of his misery. Nemesia, that's the real reason I made you do this. I just couldn't watch my love suffer anymore. I selfishly dragged you into it because I couldn't do it alone.
Thank you.
Huh?
I'm glad you finally expressed how you truly feel.
Stock.
It's natural to think of love first, even if it means putting Van Coor second.
Yeah, Stock's right. Doesn't it feel like you can fight even harder when you have someone special in mind?
I must agree. One's strength of emotion is the driving force behind all causes.
You got that right.
We promise you, Nemesia. We'll defeat the Singularity. For Rodon.
Chad, I'm getting increasingly worried we're not going to get a save point. This was a lot of cutscene, I would just like to state. Like, if we have to redo this would be like 2 solid minutes of skipping through the cutscenes. Of mashing that A button, or equivalency thereof. I really hope there's a save point.
Yeah, we'll beat it for sure.
You can depend on my strength as well.
Like, just think about how many scenes have occurred since we left the previous dungeon. It's been a lot. Including the Seed of Promise. Yeah, this is very long. I'm really hoping there's gonna be a save point here and we'll be okay.
Me too, me too!
I honestly don't remember.
Stock. Everyone. Thank you.
Princess Nemesia has been added to Lloyd Chronicle. Okay. Okay, good. Okay, there's a node. We're good. There's a node. That means we get to save. Good. That's all I needed. Okay, where's the save point? We are not repeating those cutscenes. Panic save. Okay, we'll talk to each of the characters.
I have no idea what's going on, but I'll tell you this much. The war between Alistel and Granorg is nothing compared to a fight for the fate of the world.
I know, I was worried. I have definitely played games more recent than this that will not give me a save point in the same scenario, so the fear was real. So if we need to retry, it shouldn't be too bad.
Stock, after hearing that story, I now know why I am here.
Is it to punch the equivalency of a world-destroying god? If that's not your answer, Gofka, you're simply wrong.
I'm here to put an end to tragedy. And for that, I entrust my power to you.
Close enough.
Honestly, I was shocked when I heard that meeting you was part of Heiss's schemes. But now that we're all here, I can't imagine it going any other way. Like it was my destiny.
Marco, we're not going to use you.
For your sake and mine, I'll do my best to fulfill that destiny. Let's win this no matter what.
Your destiny is to be the bench warmer, Marco. I don't really need you at this point.
From the day we met, I knew your soul was different. I was afraid of what would happen. But if we beat this monster, I won't have to worry anymore. I can help. I'm a shaman. I can return sad souls to the heavens. I'm gonna give it my all.
She wouldn't be bad in this boss fight. Granted, she won't be doing actual spell damage, which is unfortunate, but her Dancing Death plus Polaris plus emergency backup heal, she has pretty good coverage for a defensive team. And then you would lean on Erica for the herb usage at this point in the game, since Erica's stats should now basically eclipse Ott's. Whereas early on, that was not true.
The pain in Nemesia's heart will finally be put to rest, along with your journey. This is it, huh? Well, no matter what happens, I've got your back, Stock.
Okay, we'll talk to the princess, then we'll save one more time.
Once this battle is resolved, there will never be a need to perform the ritual again. I came this far just to save your life, brother. But now, I shall fight for the sake of Nemesia and Rodon. Let us proceed onward.
Yeah, I still think Erica's pretty solid as a character. From her bonus abilities, I still will never use her for damage. The only way I could think of using her for damage is if I have like Marco with her, funny enough. Because Marco could give up turns so that she could either Divine Light more often, or she could be dealing damage. So I could see some calls for like the Erica Marco combo, where again, Marco's purpose is to just give more turns to other characters.
In hindsight, I regret erasing your memories. We were quite the pair back in the day. We'd often sneak out to go on dangerous adventures together. Let's make this one to remember.
And then he erases her memory again.
I know I've asked a lot of you, but thank you for all of this.
And thanks for listening. I haven't had someone to talk to for a very long time.
You should be thanking Rainy. She's the one who brought it up.
She's such a wonderful person. I bet she's in love. Like me.
Ugh, gross. Right, chat. Don't bring that up again, Messia.
Now then, enough heart-to-heart.
Yes, please move on.
There's no margin for error. Are you ready to fight?
Sure.
All right, let's go.
Stock is saving us up for Rosh.
I'll activate the Red Chronicle in time with releasing the seal. Prepare the Black Chronicle.
I'll nod my head to that one.
No need to tell me twice.
And then she tells him twice.
Ernst, no, Stock. I leave the temporal beast to you, my boy.
With this, we'll be able to put an end to our history's tragedy.
The singularity is waiting. We're not gonna lose.
Come on, everyone.
I do like the boss music for this. We'll enjoy the music.
I can help too.
Oh, Marco. Okay, let's see. Magic down. Oh, that did so much less damage. Maybe Marco's magic up actually was briefly useful there, because I legit did no damage. Or, I took no damage, is what I meant to say. What else do I do from here? I guess I just guard down you, if I'm able. Got 5 guard down pluses. Do I have any other ones? Yeah, now we're punching God in the face. Do this one.
Ready?
We're gonna chance it. We're gonna give it another turn.
How about this?
Leave it to me.
Okay, so she got rid of his extra turn. That's fine.
Get out of here!
Let's take advantage of it then. So defense down, magic is down. Let's build some big combos, chat. So we're just gonna focus on haste mode, I think, here. Get the combo count up a little higher. I think this... We'll do one Mushu. Oh, not 2 Mushus. This should do a lot of damage because its defense is down.
Here's a special one. Here's a special one.
I don't think this will kill, but it'll get pretty close.
Take that.
Oh, maybe it will kill.
Too slow.
Oh my gosh, our damage is out of control. Hold on, chat. We're dunking the first phase. Goodbye. There is... Oh, you're already dead.
How about this?
Wow. There we go. Rainy did more than 1 damage. Phase 2. That was a dunking, chat. And we're gonna keep the buffs for this, by the way. So we just need to debuff the boss again, and we should be fine here. Oh, it went again.
I want to help too.
Oh, that was really scary, actually.
Leave it to me.
Alright, we gotta play super defensive here. We'll have him heal. We're gonna get healing. Exchange a turn. You lost all your debuffs. We need to magic down you immediately if we're able to. And then we're going to... Guess I can think about this. Magic down. Maybe I'll do an impale to try to get a lower defense. And then he can use the herb. That should be okay. Again, we're gonna hope that we get magic defense up, or else we might lose a character here. We'll see though.
Here you go.
It didn't work. That's not
Here
good.
I come.
We defense down though.
A lifesaver.
That's a lot of damage. So we're just gonna heal. Please, please, please magic down. I need this so we can set up returns.
Well done.
Oh, it worked. Okay. We lost our defense a little bit, but that's okay. How are we doing in terms of buffs? I think buffs wore off. We're gonna power up, and we're going to power up again. And we're going to... Let's see how much damage we're doing currently. Well... I'm trying to think about this. What would be the best thing to do here? So we lowered its defense. Its damage is down. We're still at full health. Is there some way I can buff more than I am already? I don't think there is. I could get magic defense up just to survive, maybe. But let's get a sampling. How much damage are we doing with Power Wave? How close are we to killing this boss?
How about this? Ready?
Leave it to me. There.
How about this?
Oh.
Wide open.
Oh, and she'll make us nice. Make us not vulnerable. That's a big damage down. So I think we could go for the kill here. We're gonna give it one more turn, and we're gonna skip its turn to kill it. That was really close. All right, chat, we're gonna go for it. Defense still down? It is. Here it comes, chat.
I won't let you.
I won't let you. Haste mode. Haste mode. So we have 2 buffs on. It's not quite enough. We're gonna do 1 Mushu. We'll do Power Wave. Oh, we'll swap it around, actually. I think he does less damage, funny enough. We'll do Kugan Wave into Kugan Wave. Into another Kugan Wave. Oh, no, we can't do that. Into all the Power Waves. Let's see, chat. We wounded the boss a little bit. Ooh, I think our crits wore off, though. We'll see. I'll still go for it.
Here's a special one. Here's a special one.
I'm a little worried without guaranteed crits how much damage we're gonna do here. We'll see, though.
Take that. Take that.
Ooh, we're gonna do it.
Too slow.
Here it comes, chat.
Take this. Too slow.
Too slow.
Too slow.
GG.
The power of the Gootrol.
It's the power of the Gootrolls. Goodbye, boss. Dunked. Nice. Easy first try. Goodbye. It's the power of the Gootrolls. No chance. GG. Silly boss. I don't need to see what else you do.
Did we win?
Yes, Stock. We won very convincingly. We only got lowish on health once. That was very convincing.
Rodon!
The power resisting the Black Chronicle has vanished, which means we've bested the beast. In fact, all 3 magical tomes were drained of power, thanks to that monster.
That may be, but they served a noble cause. It's all over. The continent will be saved.
That's right. We did it, Stock.
Right.
Rodon. Nemesia. It's okay. I expected this.
Whoa, it's shaking all over.
We're in trouble if we don't get the ship going.
The Red Chronicle's power was used up in that battle. I doubt it can keep this ship afloat.
Well, what's gonna happen to us?
Are we going down with the ship?
No, there must be a way. Not to worry. My Chronicle has just enough juice left to get you back to your home world.
So long, and thanks.
Don't bother with me. I can let myself out. I'll see you on the other side.
It's just us now. Come. We need to hurry.
After all this time, Rodon can finally rest in peace. Thank you for everything.
Chat says she goes down with the ship.
What are you talking about?
Dun dun dun. Chat, stop looking ahead in the book. You're all cheaters.
You're coming with us, Nemesia. I won't leave you behind.
Sorry, Stock.
Nemesia!
I can't stand to be apart from Rodon any longer. I'm here, my love. We can be together forever now.
One year later.
Patriarch, the messenger from Alistel is here to see you.
Thank you for joining me, Prince Ernst.
Please, call me Stock. I have no memory of Ernst at this point. We may as well be completely different people.
But she comes back as the big bad in the sequel. Singularity 2, The Revenge.
Rarely do we acknowledge humans as equals. Besides you, only one man has ever earned that honor.
Ah, yes. The one called Allium.
The last prince of the Empire and the first king of Granorg. Allium promised that the wounds dealt by humans would be mended by humans. And so they were. You know, you remind me of him.
It's only natural, considering Ernst is his direct descendant.
I can see the resemblance. Either way, a reunion between mankind and beastkind is cause for celebration.
Perhaps. But I believe I owe you and your people an apology for the hardship humans caused you.
Nonsense. We'd been sitting on the sidelines for far too long. The past is in the past. Let us live like we used to, as friends and neighbors.
We Gutrals take pride in our strength. Let us know if you humans ever have need of it.
No, Burgess, if we ask for your help, you're gonna make us train to the death for some random skill we probably won't use.
I shall. Your generosity is truly appreciated.
It's true, we did...
Leaving already, Stock?
We did lose our power to time travel, unfortunately, so the past is forever in the past.
I am. You were a great help to us, Kafka.
Imagine him potty training his kids. It would be pretty brutal.
No, I should be thanking you. Because of you, I was forgiven and able to return to Forja.
I'm glad to have helped. Now, let's keep our relationship strong, shall we?
Indeed.
Hey, Gafka, did you tell them you dunk God? Because you totally dunk God. There you have it. Cornet, our agriculture's booming, thanks to a certain someone.
Who do you mean?
Mayor, I have a suggestion about the Western Field.
Oh, I guess Queen Protea lived, question mark, due to our change in the past. Even though it was heavily implied in the original game she was killed. Oh, speak of the devil!
Excuse me, I didn't realize you had a visitor. Oh.
It's true. Burgess would put the fear in them.
What are you doing here?
Huh?
She changed so much, not even Stock recognizes her. I mean, her graphic is different, to be fair, Ricky. But it's the queen.
I'm sure you'd recognize me in these clothes.
Was she just wearing 2 sets of clothes? What is the plot explanation for what we just witnessed? You spin really fast and you lose the outer layer? That seems really uncomfortable to be wearing that much clothes. The hood somehow covers all of that, apparently, chat. Also, she had the fan, too, somewhere. And the crown. I'm not sure how the crown exactly fit in the hood, but I guess we'll not think about it too hard. I know, the cloaks are definitely some crazy resizing magical, I guess, artifacts themselves. That's the only explanation.
Protea.
After what you said to me, I repented and mended my ways. This village is my hometown, so I've returned to help out in the fields.
Protea's produce is the most popular in town. She takes real good care of her vegetables. It's like a huge desk chair, you're not wrong.
But of course, they are going in people's mouths, you know.
She's as haughty as ever.
I spent my free time at the palace reading books. Here I hope to share that knowledge.
Seems your life of luxury wasn't for naught after all, then.
I spent more than enough time living only for myself. The rest of my life belongs to others. The next time you come by, I'll treat you to my finest crops. Bring your appetite.
So I shall.
Listen, chat. She's out in the fields. You never know when you're gonna have to spin around 4 times to show off that you're the queen. It's just gonna happen anytime you're tending to the crops. Of course. It's for that exact scenario. She was prepared. There's a lot of innuendo there, definitely. Uh-oh, the clone army is advancing. Eos and Selvan really left a mess. Picking up where they left off is a huge headache. It's hot in the field under 2 layers of clothes. That's why she needs the fan. You're right, Chad. Their underhanded methods always stood out, but now I feel like I finally understand. Also, she probably had the clothes the same way I carry 20 sets of armor and weapons. It's true. I mean, also, if you think about it, chat, we also had disguises earlier in the game, so that's clearly where all the armor and weapons are. It's now canon, chat. The cloaks hold everything. They're really good. They were just trying to keep the Granorg together in their own ways. You know, this reminds me of what happened that day. Cloak of holding, exactly. Just don't put a cloak inside a cloak. Bad things will happen. Oh god, is Lady Erica okay? Huh?
I take it this is Heiss's doing. Did he head further inside?
Oh no, the sad song, exactly.
But...
He did, but I can't let you through. Only royalty may pass.
Now's not the time for that. The princess's life is in danger.
We shall protect Princess Erica with our lives.
It's true, the singularity is actually what happens when too many cloaks combine. You're right. It creates the black hole. It checks out. Are you serious?
Our efforts to save the country failed. We lose. Simple as that.
Even so, we never lost our drive to serve the kingdom of Granorg. We therefore wish to devote ourselves to Princess Erica. ...
Exclamation mark, or I think is how it's how you would emote that. They never returned. I assume they lost to Heiss.
So that was how they chose to prove their loyalty.
Hey!
By the way, where are you heading next, I mean, Prince Ernst?
Please. I prefer Stock. That aside, I'm going to see Erica. I have a letter for her from Alistel.
Oh, okay. See you later, then.
Seems Granorg has returned to its old lively self.
Yes. Thanks to you, it's going well. There are some minor concerns, though.
How do you mean?
The people are having some trouble speaking with me casually, as an equal.
Understandable, given the prior gap between the royalty and the people. You'll manage, though.
That didn't stop you, dear brother. You have my utmost respect for that.
Let me know if there's anything I can help you with, Erica. I'll always be there for you, even if you simply need to take a breather for a moment.
How I'd love to take you up on that offer right now. But you know, if I did, I would never want our time to end. Let's leave that for later.
All right.
I'll hold you to it, though. Once everything is settled, we must spend some quality time together.
Yes. I pray that day comes soon.
Wait, there's
something wrong? I noticed the entrance was left open.
There's so much more content than in the original. Oh yeah, Bertwort, if you missed me doing the other quests, that was easily like another 10 hours before this point, by the way. So if you missed all the build up to this ending, there is a lot more than in the original game. Oh, not at all. At long last, we've lifted the barrier.
Celestia is open to all now. From here on out, we'll actively engage with the outside world.
Seems your village is truly changing.
Indeed.
Yeah, I don't think it's that kind of quality time, chat. Been over 150 years since I was entrusted with Historica. Never thought I'd live to see this day.
We have Stock to thank for it.
I wasn't acting alone. Countless men and women worked tirelessly to make this dream a reality. Speaking of, how is Ott?
She's at the spring. You should go check in on her.
So yeah, this is all new ending content that was not in the original, of course.
Oh, Stock. It's been a while.
Indeed it has. It seems you've really grown as a shaman, Ott.
Really? She looks about the same height, Stock.
We can't stay a kid forever, you know.
You look the same age.
We saved this world together, so I'm gonna protect it. It's my duty as a shaman.
But what?
I'll make an exception for today. I'm gonna spend the whole day with you, Stock.
There we go, Chan.
Ah, you're back. How'd it go in the other countries?
Nothing of note, to be frank. Not to say that's a bad thing.
I see. Man, it's about time to hit the old dusty trail myself.
What about your command, General?
Oh, stop it. Sure, the brass is lacking in warm bodies, but the title just doesn't suit me.
I disagree. A leader as deeply compassionate as you is fully deserving of the honor.
Flatter me all you want, but I'm just a soldier at heart.
Those chairs must be made of steel, Chad. It's the only way. I don't see how else he would sit here.
Hey, dear. Oh, Stock. When did you get back? I believe you promised to come immediately to my office when you returned.
I was planning to do so not a moment after my report. I must say, though, I feel fine.
True, you do look healthy, but you still shouldn't push yourself too hard, okay?
I won't. By the way, Rosh, I'll gladly head out whenever you need me. Just say the word, and I'm there.
Rosh, can I borrow you for... Ah, Stock! You've returned. How have you been?
Well, I'm glad to see you're in good health, Prime Minister.
Of course. After all, the war is finally over. You all played pivotal roles in saving the continent. Now it's my turn.
Good luck out there.
Prime Minister, you forgot to give General Rosh these papers.
You're right.
So many people barging in as squeaking in Protagonist's bedroom. You're right, chat. I mean, clearly they have nothing better to do anymore. We solved all the world's problems via time manipulation. Being passionate about work is all well and good, but not if you forget to do your job. So the secretary ended up safe after all.
Ah, well met, young lion.
Good to see you, Viola. You seem well.
It's all thanks to the cure Sonia discovered for me.
How have things been?
Now that the war is over, I'm spreading the good word of the Prophet Noah. As one of his original students, being a teacher in my own right has been immensely fulfilling. After all, his message of love is just as important in times of peace as in war.
True. The people could use something reassuring. I'm sure you can do it, Viola.
All I can do is try. Which reminds me, a letter came for you.
A letter?
Dear Stock, I write to you having heard tell of your great deeds beyond ending the war. Hugo and I have discarded our names to travel the world in humble penitence. Seeing the land and its people at peace, it shames me to know I did nothing to bring it about. Yet at the same time, it feels as if a great burden has been lifted from my weary shoulders.
I was waiting for chat to either go, oh right, he's still alive, or make a mannequin comment. It was a coin flip. I was waiting to see which. I didn't want to make a comment. But yes, the mannequin is writing to us.
This peaceful new world is your doing, not mine. I have no place in trying to shape its future. From here on, I shall live not as a prophet, but as an ordinary man, eking out a modest living. If the teachings I left behind are of any use to you and your own, then I am truly satisfied. I will watch over the beautiful world you've created and pray for this peace to last forever.
Well, I must be on my way. Let's chat longer next time.
Hearing his voice in our head as we're reading, it's finally happened. Stock's lost it. You're right, Chad. We went insane after watching Gafka dunk God. We couldn't handle it. The moment was just too intense.
Stock? Is that you? Hey!
Keep walking, Stock. Oh, you made a mistake.
Marco? I thought you would join the army.
I resigned a little while back. Now I work here.
Here you go.
Oh no, it's replacement Mimble. That's actually kind of messed up. Wow. I'm still laughing at the fact that Mimble did die in the other cutscenes. And then he just immediately went for somebody that looked exactly like the person he used to date. That's so warped. Yeah, I know it's not Mimble, I know. She's just known as Woman, chat. She doesn't even have a name. What is her name? This is like that one person that married the, that married into the beast kind. He just didn't even have a name. Or like, King's son. It's pretty bad. I don't know what they're doing in the ending if they don't at least have a name. Womil. This is my wife, her name is Woman. Yeah, chat, it's pretty bad. Are we gonna be will she finally get a name, or is she gonna go nameless for the whole game? Oh, excuse me. I didn't notice you were talking to someone. I'm assuming she means us talking to somebody because Marco's pretty, you know, we just look past him and ignore him all the time.
That girl reminds me of someone.
I don't think it's supposed to be funny, but it is funny in a really dark humor, messed up kind of way.
I know, right? She's Mimble's little sister.
Oh, that's... Wow. Wow. Chad, we need a round of applause. That is... that is so much worse. Oh my gosh. You gotta be kidding me. No. I totally forgot about this.
I hate it.
I hate it. Oh my gosh, chat. Where is it? Chris, while you're watching the stream, could you resend on Discord to me the image you made? I feel like we need to showcase it. It's very appropriate for the failure of this moment. I don't recall what it was labeled as. I'm sure you know which one I'm talking about. Oh my gosh. Mimble got too old for Marco. She said it, the woman. My love interest died, so now I'm getting with her little sister. I'm like, who wrote this? Like, hold on. It's so bad. So yeah, once I get it, before we move on, we'll showcase it. Oh my gosh. I feel like this encapsulates everything we're witnessing, chat. I think we just need to just slide this one. Just put it like here. Make it a little bigger. I just feel like this encapsulates it pretty well. You know, it's fine. It's pretty bad, chat. We needed this on stream at least once. Thank you, Chris, for providing the image. But it's a pretty big fail. Oh, you knew my he didn't even say he knew her? It gets worse. How does it keep getting worse? Oh, you knew my sister? It's nice to meet you.
So, you found a new path forward as well.
Yep. But let me know if anything comes up. I'll help out in a heartbeat.
Of course. Well, if I have it my way, such action will never be necessary again.
Just wow.
Meddlesome as ever, it seems.
That's the life you gave me, Heiss. By the by, where are you staying these days?
Rather than settle in one time or place, I come and go wherever and whenever I please. I intend to wander freely for a while yet.
Sounds nice.
Why not join me on my travels? How about it, my dear boy?
That is tempting, but I'll have to pass for the time being. Try asking me again in a few years.
Well, you did just finish quite a whirlwind journey yourself. You certainly deserve to rest.
Yes, and I plan on doing just that.
He was very close to saying stooping as usual, Chad. He's very close. Could have gone full meme. Scala, my new home. Oh, I guess we moved in with Rainy formally.
Oh, welcome back, Stock.
They only afford a very small single bed. That's kind of sad.
Thanks, Rainy. Seeing you here is like a breath of fresh air.
I kind of want him to say that, and then he starts coughing, like he takes a deep breath and goes, too much sand.
I'm sure you're exhausted. How's everyone doing?
The same as always.
Yeah, Heiss is too good. He's like, listen, my teleport powers are not related to the Chronicle. I'm just that good.
Erica seemed more determined than ever, while Rosh had Sonya all over his case. Oh, though I suppose Ott did seem a little more mature. As for Marco, he's out of the army. I found him working at a tavern.
What? Mark got let go?
Not quite. It seems he found a more appropriate path for himself.
Huh. Well, glad he's managing to fit in somewhere.
I can tell you more about that later, Rainy. For now, we should be going.
But you just got back. Where could you possibly want to go now?
Anywhere but here, Rainy. Anywhere but here.
The Imperial Ruins.
I said anywhere, but that's pretty bad. You're abandoning the home for just some random ruins. Like, that's something else. Bye.
Yes.
And so, with all your help, the fruits of my research have finally come to bear. You still don't have a name? Wait, you've been in like 3 cutscenes. Like, seriously, come on. Could they really not have come up with any name for this character? We got the name of the painter before we got the name of the guy that was researching ways to save the world. Like, seriously? A little naming importance, please. Like, they could just slide his dialogue bubble slightly further down. Just call him Bob or something. Like, it could have been anything. It almost doesn't matter. I just find it insulting. He's been in more scenes than most of the NPCs with names. The only person that's been in about as much has been, the husband. So bad, John.
Very good.
I thought Rainy and Marco would end up together. Yeah, they probably had more synergy with each other in the normal game. They added a little more in the 3DS version to give more of a hint towards this ending, but yeah. Mentions the same name as the husband researcher who was the time beast. That would be something. Even here, where the impact of desertification was most severe, vegetation has begun taking root.
That's amazing.
Wait, I thought we said we were gonna go to the ruins, but then we brought her with us. I thought we were leaving her there. I guess not.
If it keeps up, this place will grow as green as Forja.
It'll be like Celestia! With this, the ills of the past can finally be rectified.
I can't wait!
It's hard to believe we don't have to worry about the world turning to sand anymore.
Yeah, we got other problems, like whatever Marco is doing with the sister. I agree, Sigh. Sigh/Stock. Let's sigh and ... that.
What's up, Stock?
I wish she could have been here to see this.
You mean Nemesia, huh?
She'd be thrilled to know the desertification has finally come to an end.
We'll just have to make sure her efforts don't go to waste. Let's make this peace last.
I was also thinking that, Murphy. Stock as Bugs Bunny would work out. Or I guess Rainy, technically, she said it.
That's right. Nemesia, watch over us as this hopeful future unfolds.
I don't think she can. She should be crazy dead. If the game says she somehow lives, I'm actually going to be annoyed. Seriously? Better not be. She's like stuck between time and place. How is she still here? I know. Just let it have a sad ending. Jeez, Radiant Historia 3DS version. Wow, and she saves the other person? Wow. Ugh, this ending grosses me out. I give your ending an F- Nemesia. Your ending sucks.
It's so quiet, Rodon.
I know, chat. For real. Just gross.
Just you and me. Here forever. A world where we can be alone. Remember when we met in secret? I used to look out on the lake and wish that time would stop. Looks like my wish finally came true.
Somehow it's creepier than Marco and Woman, yeah.
Our time apart felt like an eternity, you know. But seeing you look so peaceful is enough to make me happy. Although, I do wish I could hear your voice one last time. A lot has happened since I was thrown into the future alone.
Nemesia, I hate to break it to you. I don't really care about your ending. You should have just stayed dead. You should have died. He should have died. Scene should have ended. I don't know what they're doing. Bad writers. Wave your finger, chat.
It's been a long 5 years. I'll tell you all about it.
Well, not quite 7 years, so still better, chat, than the Eternia crew.
It's quite a tale to tell, but we don't need to rush.
I mean, is he actually still
After
legit dead?
all, we have all the time in the world together.
I'm assuming he actually is dead, and she's dead, and she's just lost it at this point.
It really is quiet, though.
I hope I'm not interrupting anything.
Oh, come on. No. We're gonna complain about this in the review later. No, this should not happen. Let her die. Ridiculous BS. Come on.
Stock! What are you doing here?
I know. This is so dumb. He could just go back here now, I guess. Whatever. Review, stick to the old one. Don't play the bonus content. I think the bonus content is okay for leveling, but man, the bonus content itself is not good for sure. The writing level is like a C or a D tier. C's being very generous.
More importantly, why? Now that you're here, there's no going back.
Things are now just happening. Like, there's no setup for how he's able to... They literally took away the thing that would have let him get here in the first place. But yeah, it's just pretty much like, yeah, it went full fanfic territory for sure. I didn't mind the possible histories as much. They were just kind of like throwaway things. And I was okay with it. I don't think it was good, but I was okay with it. This I'm not okay with.
I was brought here by this.
The seed of possibility, chat. Of course.
A seed?
You know, I've used the White Chronicle to wipe away countless mistakes up to this point.
I think I never collected all the chests, so this is actually the first time I've ever seen this cutscene. So I would have remembered getting mad at this ending otherwise.
And yet, there was one mistake I couldn't undo. Giving up on you and Rodon. That must be why the seed brought me here. I couldn't forgive myself. Plus...
Plus what?
True happiness shouldn't rest on the sacrifice of another.
Wow. Didn't expect to hear that from someone willing to become a sacrifice himself. Well, never mind that. Where did you get that seed anyway?
Was there a chance to miss picking up the seed? Yeah, we just had to not collect the treasure chests. So even if we had done all the side quests, if we had left even one chest behind, we wouldn't have gotten the seed. So that was my ending when I first played, because I only played the 3DS version once before, all the way through. I played the other one more than once, so it's more familiar with the base game. But oh well.
I picked it up just after the Red Chronicle was restored.
Stock explaining that is indeed where we picked it up. Don't flashback to it. It was like 20 minutes ago. Maybe 30 minutes.
What's up, Stock?
Why does everybody keep saying that?
I was just thinking, this may be a good opportunity to plant this seed as well. Remember when Nemesia restored the Red Chronicle? It appeared right after that. It will be almost as though she's here, watching over this place.
Yeah, I'm sure that would make the two of them happy. I hope it blossoms into a beautiful flower.
Indeed. What in the seed? It's...
What's going on?
The Red Chronicle is calling out to me.
Stock, I can feel something in there. It's them. You're planning on entering, aren't you? Well, nothing we can say will stop you, will it?
It's not like you rushing into danger is anything new to us.
Yeah, you should go for it.
Go, Stock.
But...
It's okay, Stock. I believe in you. I'll be right here, waiting for you to come back.
Right.
Then could it be? Was his theory true this whole time?
What theory is that?
When Rodon designed the Red Chronicle, he came up with a hypothesis about its power, that as the Red Chronicle sailed the potential worlds, it would one day create a new possibility for itself. That seed was born from this chronicle. It's a completely new artifact in and of itself.
Hence why it guided me to you, the owner of the Red Chronicle.
With that artifact, I might be able to restart the Dunamis. Maybe then we can go home.
Nemesia, a while back you gambled on my potential. Well, now it's time I place my faith in you.
Ugh, gross.
Believe in the future, Nemesia. Your future. Rodon's future.
I will.
So is he, like, actually dead? I kind of want the game to address this. She was saying, like, we have a long time to do it, and I felt she was just kind of doing the horror movie thing where there's always, like, the rotting corpse in the bed. Do you know what I mean, chat? She's giving off those kinds of vibes where she just is pretending he's still alive, but I feel like he actually is. It's kind of annoyed. He should have stayed dead. We dunked him. Nothing should survive the dunk, chat. The dunk was definitive.
The Dunamis!
Welcome aboard, Nemesia.
Yeah. If Rodon could see me now, I bet he'd give me an A+. It wasn't much,
But I think I just saw Rodon move a bit.
It would be best if we were sailing under the light of the sun when he awakened.
I know, big ugh. I agree, chat.
You're right. Let's all go home together. Dunamis, set sail! Our destination
is our world.
So I guess, chat, you can play the game without all the 3DS extras, to be fair. So the original game is still there, just updated for balance reasons. We'll talk after the credits. But I guess enjoy the cutscenes. Credits had a little hiccup there. Interesting. Okay, let's see if there's anything after the Atlas logo, or if we're gonna be booted to the start. Ah, there is more.
After all this time, it's over, isn't it, sister?
Indeed. At long last, we have accomplished the duty bestowed upon us.
Honestly, I was beginning to worry we'd never find a history that didn't end in annihilation.
Agreed. After all, we witnessed countless paths, and every last one until now ended in misery. But only by wading through the fog of those failures were we able to meet Stock.
True. If we look at it that way, it all worked out for the best.
In any case, it appears as though our duties are no more. The only task we have now is to survey the bright, peaceful future they create.
We live in a time when anything is possible. I cannot wait to see what humanity makes of that. Still, our work here really is done, isn't it? It's almost sad.
I cannot deny that. However...
Yes, this is for the best.
Come, my brother. Let us gaze upon this sight with joy, the hope of possibility. A new future awaits.
Well, I think for the YouTube audience, I'm gonna have to split this video somehow. This is a long session. Do I wish to record my history up to this point? Sure. Wow, it's been a while since we were in Prologue. Let's just save over Prologue. I have a feeling I don't need that save file anymore. Wow, that ending was so long! chat, we started the boss battle at 54, let's say 36, and we just finished this almost an hour later. Wow. Now creating clear data for New Game Plus. By loading this file, you'll be able to keep your levels and items as you begin a new game. Now return to your original playthrough with this data, so use it best to save in another slot. Wait, why would it tell... Oh, okay, it should have told us before then. Fine. Why is that asking me to save again? Oh, because it put it back on your data. What was the point of... Why were there two saves? Wait a minute. Okay, well, I'll leave them as is. Curiosity.
Historia. Perfect chronology.
Your data.
Radiant Historia. Perfect chronology.
Okay, so... I haven't decided if I want to do New Game Plus or just skip it for off-stream and just do it at some other point. There's one additional thing, but it requires replaying through the whole game again. Like, granted, I can skip the cutscenes, but that is a long, long amount of things to go through. Fortunately, I keep my level as the game states. I don't... Well, maybe I do even have to do it. There's another boss. It's specific to New Game Plus. And I don't think we could get to it right away. So, we'll see how I feel about it. That's a really big commitment for me, chat. Like, I would be happy if we stopped here. I'm a little curious, but I don't know how hard that boss is going to be. Does everything scale up so you have to level up some more? No. Unless they choose a different difficulty. So I think we're good. I wouldn't want to play it on hard mode anyway. No way. Speedrun time? Nah.
Radiant Historia. Perfect chronology.
Not today, at least. Maybe in the future. So let's chat for now. So I think in terms of the game for today, we are done. I don't intend to do more for today, at least. Well, we beat the game. I missed one key quest, which I kind of remember possibly skipping on purpose. Or toying with the idea of doing it, and I left it there. So I think I just forgot, because it had been like months at that point since I made that decision. But we'll pause the game. Don't need to hear it right now. Sorry, game. No vocals. So I guess we'll give final thoughts next weekend. We'll talk about... It'll give me some time to think about whether or not I want to go into the New Game Plus regardless. I don't think it would take like super long to get through. I just don't know if it requires me to do all of the key quests again. If it's something that happens at like the beginning of the game, I wouldn't mind doing it, but redoing all of the key quests, is going to be really annoying. That's a lot of sidetrack stuff. I think there's 13 or so. Plus, I would have to do all the possible history stuff again. I don't know, chat. I like the game. I don't know if I like the game that much to immediately just do Game Plus it. Even games like Berseria, I don't immediately do Game Plus. I let it sit for a bit. So maybe in the future we'll revisit it. But from the standpoint of the stream, I think we've come to the point that many of you are aware of, and that is saying goodbye to YouTube. So if you did get to this point in the video or the VOD, I'd just like to say thank you for watching, and hope to see you again next time.